Hello fellow humans and welcome to the Cromwell B, and to everyone else that is playing Tier 6, I do feel very sorry for you have to go through this. So if you have to play Tier 6, try to avoid it for the next about 2 weeks. Now the event is very standard wargaming, like you just have to essentially play battles and play reasonably well. Tier 10, 550 XP, that's if you do 2000 average damage in Tier 10, that's going to be easily every single battle, besides for a couple of losses. So no problem there. Play 100 battles, you get yourself a Tier 6, or you can also pay 18,500 to get a Tier 6 medium tank. Isn't that lovely? And you can get 2 pins for each ×2, so the more tanks you have, the more tanks you play, the faster you will get there. Theoretically, you can get this in 50 battles like that. However, obviously you have to win every single one. After that, you simply have to get ace tankers in the Cromwell B to receive containers. Now, obviously, these containers aren't great, but for a person like me that already has all of them, I can essentially upgrade this container to Tier 8, Tier 9, Tier 10. So that would be very nice. However, obviously, then you just end up with gold anyway. Now, you have to get 2 aces, each 8 aces to get the last container. That's going to be very difficult, obviously, because there's going to be a lot of people playing the Cromwell B, so you're going to have to do quite well in it. And I would recommend trying to play the tank in about 1 or 2 days, because now everyone that has the Cromwell is playing it, and then after 3 or 4 days, everyone that will have the Cromwell then is going to be playing it. So ideally want to have a off time where there's the least amount of Cromwells. You ideally also want someone play at night or in the morning. That's where the essential easiest teams are to have the best chance at an ace in these vehicles. And let's have a look at it and see how good it is. Now, we don't have to look at the armor of this vehicle because it doesn't have any. However, the penetration and the gun are very interesting. Now, penetration is very in the middle of Tier 6s, and 2000 DPM is also a fairly standard upper class of Tier 6 medium tank. Something like a Losa Sherman or STRV have the same one, so nothing special there. In terms of the accuracy and aim time, it is above average, but it is not amazing either. What is, however, extremely amazing about this vehicle is its 13 degrees of gun depression and its mobility, essentially making this thing more of a light tank than a medium tank in terms of its mobility, with 25 power to weight ratio and excellent ground resistance and traverse speed as well. So they have excellent mobility, no armor whatsoever, and a relatively standard gun with 160 alpha damage. So the better you are at the game, the more easy it will be to play it for you, because you can use the mobility. You'll need to have a lot of map awareness to be able to make this thing work and to be able to move this vehicle around with its mobility without getting shot at. Let's go into a Tier 5 battles. Now, as you can see, there isn't any others here yet, so the storm of Cromwells hasn't begun yet. So ideally, if you already have the Cromwell, try to get those aces in the first day or 2, because otherwise it is going to get very painful, and Tier 6 is going to be Cromwells only, probably. So let's see what we can do in this battle. Now, ideally, you want to use your 13 degrees of gun depression and your mobility, because you have no armor whatsoever. Pretty much every shot that is going to be taken at you is going to penetrate, besides a couple of funky shots. Now, you can use something like this here to get yourself into a very strong position and get some very free shots going. Now, 2000 DPM is pretty solid. However, if they know where you are, they are going to shoot back. That's the 57mm on that Type T-34. That is not really a threat, but let's keep it in mind anyway. Now, the Cromwell B, it's one of those tanks that it can be a lot of fun because it's insanely fast. But it can also be very, very good if you know what you're doing with it. Obviously, the better you are at the game, the better this thing is going to work for you. Because obviously, if you have a KV-2 in front of you and you decide to peek that KV-2, then your tank will not be alive for very long, if at all. So that's, for example, a very bad idea. And you definitely shouldn't do that. Now, what I'm going to do, though, is go around, get rid of the T-34, just the T-34, and then focus onto the KV-2. And with the 13 degrees of gun depression, there isn't really any ridgeline in the game that you won't be able to shoot over. However, you need the map awareness to know when there is some tank destroyer looking at you from behind, ideally. Because then you won't be shot into your behind. That can be very useful, obviously. Now, still sitting there. Yep, he's coming back for a shot. Hello. Nope, we're not doing that. We shall not be doing that. Right, now what we have to do is finish him off. 2v2. That's only the KV and the SU. And that's him gone. And now that's 850 HP right on a plate. Right there. See what we can do with it. Obviously, acing this thing is going to be quite difficult now because there's going to be a lot of players playing it that already had the Cromwell or are very good at the game. So acing it is going to be quite difficult and you have to play a lot of battles to actually get there. So let's see what we can do. Obviously, the SU can HE me, but he doesn't. And now all I'm going to have to do is take that one shot. Hope he's not too smart, which he's not really. And, well, he's getting his ass up against the road. That's exactly how you want to play a tank destroyer, just like that. You know, get your rear up against a wall, because then you can't get circled. However, if you have a very good player countering that, you still don't have a chance. So, let's get rid of him. And that's fine. That's 2k damage in a combo. I mean, I guess. It's obviously going to be like a third class something. So, you're going to have to try mighty hard. There you go, second class for 2k damage. With a top gun as well. And there is my 2 tokens to get itself. And game number 2, and they already have a platoon of Cromwells on the enemy team, which is never a great sign, because it's never a great sign. Now, obviously this tank works really on any ridgeline where you put it, you're going to be able to get shots. However, you're not able to get shots in this vehicle. It has 0 armor, it is essentially a light tank. So, any shot that gets shot at you and that actually hits you is going to penetrate in pretty much any case. And that is obviously not great. So, you ideally want to have the map awareness, the knowledge to be able to play this vehicle in a way that where you're not the main focus. You never want to be the main focus of the enemy team anyway, because if you're that, then you're the one that gets shot and dies. So, ideally, you want to be in a position where you be able to use the enemy to your advantage without getting shot at. Now, Gargoyle, don't want to peek that high. Alpha damage tank. I have no idea what that is. But, let's see. It's a new battle pass tank, I think. Probably. Let's see how much damage we can deal here. Again, he's looking at me. Use your 13 degrees of concentration. Just play the ridgeline just like that. And it will all be fine in those cases. Right, that Juno is dead. Pretty much so. Get rid of the ELC. And let's try and help up the little Stug here. Ideally, you don't want to fire on the move too much, because that might result in you not hitting anything. And you also don't want to ram any tanks, because, again, you have no armor and not that much weight. So, in most cases, you're simply going to die, and that's not very good. So, let's see what we can do. KV2. Don't want to peek that, obviously. Won't stop me from doing it anyway. And, he's not going to be the best of players. Obviously, it's a tier 6, and it's also a city player, so it don't really matter. Is that a... It depends what gun it is, really. 4.5k again, just like that. Pretty easy. What we have to do is not get shot by the KV2. Use his limited attention span to my advantage. And take him out. Just about like that. And that's another 2k battle, just like that. Very easy, very simple. It's a fun little tank. However, you gotta be pretty careful with it. And ideally, if you want to get at your ace, you're gonna need 3.5k damage, ideally, if not more, to be able to do that. And yeah, good luck with that. I wish you the best, because you'll probably need it. Thank you very much for watching. Oh, that's already a first class. So yeah, if you do like 2.8k damage, you should be getting an ace, something like that. That's not that hard. It's like every 5th game for me, something like that. So that's not too bad. I won't play it, but anyway. Thank you very much for watching. See you in the next one. Goodbye.